This is a Yeep, but what is it really? I've had this question for a while and I don't really have a straight answer. You see, if you ask most people, they might say that a Yeep is a puppet, but I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Why are Yeeps immortal? Why do Yeeps have infinite storage inside their bodies? How big are Yeeps? What is cotton? These seem like straightforward questions, but maybe the answers aren't what you think. Our first issue is, where did Yeeps come from? I actually have two theories about that. When Yeeps first launched, they released the astronaut bundle that came with the astronaut outfit, 1,000 buck coins, and a pillow rocket ship. Everything in this first bundle seems pretty normal. However, it's very interesting that the first bundle happens to have a rocket ship. I think this could mean that Yeeps might be aliens that traveled here by ship, or at the very least, not from this planet. It's also a possibility that the Yeeps planet is one of the gods of gravity planets because we have very similar spaceships, those being the nuke ship reskin, which I don't really count, but we also have the pilot rocket ship, like I mentioned earlier, and it looks almost identical to the missile ship from Gods of Gravity. Some other evidence for this theory is the Yeeps 2.0 portal. It's become a very clear thing that Yeeps have access to teleportation technology. We literally have portal balls, teleportation blocks, and our own warp portals very similar to ones that were used to send us to 2.0. My point is that maybe Yeeps used their teleportation technology to send them to a new planet that was Yeeps 2.0. There could also be a small chance that 2.0 is another dimension entirely. The Ughat is definitely not from Yeeps, so we could assume it somehow traveled across dimensions, but that doesn't really seem like a possibility. This doesn't seem like it's the most likely, but I think the 2.0 portal was just teleportation. But maybe Yeeps are aliens, but remember what I said at the beginning. If you ask most people, they might say that a Yeep is a puppet. Well, maybe that really is all Yeeps are. They are said to be made out of stuffing and cotton, so how hard could it be to believe that's what they are? Sentient puppets kind of seem like the most likely scenario, but it still makes me wonder how they are possibly carrying around millions of tons of wood and stone and are still light enough to float down with an umbrella. I don't know about you, but I have yet to see a sentient puppet with the power to lift the entire sun. But maybe Yeeps are puppets, but what if they're not just puppets? Those belly bubbles that everyone has have also been called imagination multiple times. I think the most likely scenario is that Yeeps are the imagination themselves. Yeeps are our dreams, and so they are able to do whatever they want, even if it's not possible. We are the Yeeps because we are imagining them. Maybe Yeeps don't come from anywhere at all, but one day woke up. I wanted to get an answer, so I asked Nathan himself. I didn't ping him, of course, but here's what he said. Nothing. He didn't respond. So I asked again, and he said also nothing again, but maybe it's best for you to decide. So tell me, what do you think Yeeps are? But remember, Yeeps is really just a game, and maybe there is no answer. I still think they're aliens.
Please subscribe, it would mean a lot.